EFC Africa 08 is proudly brought to you by Muscle Farm, the athlete's company. Jean-Luc Kazadi versus Demarte Pena.
Demarte Pena, the Wolf, out of Pretoria, loves the sport, well drilled and a massive talent. Well, Jean-Luc Kazadi out of the DRC.
He looks very, very pumped. We saw him back in action for the first time at the previous EFC. He looked sensational in that fight as well.
The Fighters Only magazine tail of the tape, a 2 centimeter reach advantage for Kazadi. While in terms of height, pretty even there, 172 each. This will be a monster clash indeed. This featherweight clash, a lot on the line. Gordon Laws has more on the bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is 3 rounds in the EFC Africa Featherweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai fighter, holding a professional MMA record of 1 win with no losses. He stands 1.72 meters tall and weighs in at 64 kilograms. Fighting out of Centurion, Pretoria, Demarte, the Wolf Pena! And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist holding a professional MMA record of 4 wins with 1 loss. He stands 1.72 meters tall, weighs in at 64 kilograms. Fighting out of Glen Hazel, Johannesburg, Jean-Luc Kazadi. And when the action begins, your referee is Vickers Swart.
Our beautiful EFC girls, Rihanna, making her way away from the hexagon, brought to you by Sondag. Sondag, where you'll find all your EFC African news and more on our beautiful EFC girls.
It's a good clean fight, potatoes at all times. Okay, go to your corners. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's fight!
Here we go.
Touch of gloves. You see Jean-Luc's looking very, very focused, hands up high.
Means a lot to these guys. Could be a shot at the title.
Big, nice leg kick thrown by Demarte.
Explosive leg kick.
Another big one.
That would sting.
And you can see how he gets out. He doesn't wait around in the pocket to be punched in the face. Of course, Jean-Luc is a great counter striker. Nice working the inside that time. Jean-Luc's looking to come over with that big right hand of his.
He's got that boxing background.
Demarte goes for the leg sweep and immediately falls into full mount. This is dangerous for Jean-Luc.
Pena has done very, very well indeed.
Demarte trying to land a shot. You can see Jean-Luc's trying to escape out the back door, but Demarte looks to have a solid base. Jean-Luc wants to do a sort of hold on.
Demarte Pena sporting a new hairdo. As Kazadi tries to get himself out of trouble.
Looks like he wants to escape through the back door, but Demarte's having none of it. Oh, Jean-Luc going for that sweep. Oh, nearly got him over.
Demarte Pena controlling proceedings at the moment.
So far, Jean-Luc looks quite comfortable, even though he's in a very bad spot here. Again, he tries to explode out. Looks like he's going to get half guard here, and he does. That's got to give him a lot of confidence that he was able to shake Demarte off a full mount. Now Jean-Luc looks like he wants to drive through for that takedown and end up on top himself. Demarte's corner screaming to sprawl so he doesn't get taken down and lands on his back. Yeah, sprawl, 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 and he does so. Jean-Luc is not letting go of that single though. He's got it locked up and he's driving through it. Steps over, traps the 1 foot.
Yeah, Jean-Luc, a wily character indeed.
Demarte landing some shots. You see Jean-Luc wants to get control of that second leg. Oh, takes the back. Oh, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Super skills.
Very, very slippery, both of these guys.
Some serious tactics here. Wow, energy sapping stuff. They really are tussling here.
Demarte landing some body shots. Demarte screaming at him to get his elbows in. Jean-Luc's doing quite well here to nullify this position.
Demarte trying to throw that right hand a bit.
Gets that one knee up. He's really trapped here. One can't imagine Vickers Swart's going to let this carry on for too much longer on the ground.
Just over a minute 30 seconds remaining in the first round.
Some referees would have stood this up by now.
Pena makes contact with that right hand.
See those elbows, that is that Muay Thai background, you know how to throw those things.
Yeah, very interesting fight indeed developing here. Crowd urging for it to go somewhere.
Crowd getting very impatient. Demarte's landing some shots though, but nothing too significant at this point in time. Looks like Jean-Luc wants to set up. He's got that one arm trapped. Demarte has to be careful here to get to sort of get lazy in Jean-Luc's guard. See that arm trap, try to set up for that arm ball from the bottom.
Less than 45 seconds to go, round one. Using that right elbow. Well, the clock ticking down as it reaches the end of round one. 10 seconds to go here.
I honestly think Vickers Swart's should have let this get back up. A lot of officials would have stood that up a lot sooner.
Now the crowd, you could hear them getting impatient. Kazadi and Pena
Stay in your corners. Wait.
locked eye to eye. Pena's breathing hard though.
Pena's breathing heavy and Kazadi still looks fresh.
Yeah,
It
guys,
doesn't even look like he's broken a sweat just yet.
Round two underway. Are they going to stay standing? Will it be a slugfest? Will it be more of the same from round one?
See Demarte moving back and Jean-Luc. Now Demarte shoots for a takedown. He's got the single, got a hold of it, tries to step over to complete it. And Jean-Luc moves onto his back.
Going to have to do something here, aren't they?
Again, it's a very neutral position. Vickers Swart is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and they're used to being very patient with these types of things.
Odd blow finding the ribs of Kazadi.
But not really much else is happening between these two. You know, it's again Demarte is on top and he's landing one or two shots, but one has to feel that the referee is going to stand this up.
That elbow just snuck its way through there very briefly of Pena. He's trying to just get contact there, isn't he?
Yeah, and you can see Jean-Luc is sort of just trying to hold on, trying to nullify the situation. He's not in any serious trouble here. Demarte now moves into half guard from the full guard.
These guys using every bit of energy here.
Jean-Luc moves up and he's now got Demarte on his back. And Demarte is breathing heavy, see us. You did point it out in the beginning of that round. You can visibly see he is tiring now.
Yeah, looks like he might have gassed. He's going to have to dig deep.
Set up that triangle. It's not quite in though. And You can imagine with the Jean-Luc training with Mark Herbert, who's a brown belt, you're not going to easily submit him.
Oh, I tried for the armbar very quickly there. Kazadi is landing some punches at this stage. Goodness me, what a tussle.
Yeah, it's a struggle for position right now. Neither of these oaks are being sort of very offensive and very aggressive. But that's a whole battle in itself, what's going on between the two of them right now.
You made a good point earlier on, saying that the crowd might be getting impatient, but for the MMA purists, you can appreciate the tactical battle that's going on.
Yeah, it's small little moves, and it's the slightest little move of your elbow in the wrong direction, of your knee in another direction, and you know, the fight can finish. Again, the sort of you call them the new fans or the casual fans or whatever you want to call them. You know, guys want to see people in slugfest, but not every single fight is going to be a slugfest. For some people, this is an entertaining fight, as they're struggling for position and they're moving slowly and surely. There, Vickers Swart warns them for inactivity, but there's not really much happening in terms of the offensive or guys throwing up submission attempts.
Stands him up. The crowd quite happy with that. They want to see a slugfest, as Dirk said. You know, feeling this could go back down to the ground where it came from.
Yeah, both guys seem to have a lot of respect for each other's stand-up game. And again, Demarte shoots for the single immediately, gets it.
1:25 left in round 2. Who's got the energy left? Kazadi looks fit at the moment.
Corner screaming at Demarte to pass the guard. He's basically just lying in Jean-Luc's guard, and there's nothing really happening. Crowd getting very, very impatient.
A minute to go. Pena looks like he's run out of steam. He really looks tired here. Lands that left elbow. You can see the referee very, very patient.
Vickers Swart stands him up again.
30 seconds remaining in round 2. Pena happy to go.
Demarte shoots in immediately. Jean-Luc sprawls, but Demarte completes the takedown.
That's the game plan.
That does seem to be the game plan. Take it down as quickly as possible.
10 seconds remaining.
And you know, these all count, CS. These takedowns score big in the referee's books. Even though neither of the guys are landing anything serious offensively, you know, Demarte Pena is winning this fight just with top control positioning on the ground. And yeah, Jean-Luc is probably down 2 rounds to 0.
This is round 3. It's Pena against Kazadi. Pena's been shooting for the takedown the whole time. Oh, wow.
Big bowler thrown. I think Jean-Luc knows that he has to try and knock Demarte out. Big sprawl from Jean-Luc.
That was the instructions he was getting, sprawl.
Yeah, he needs to sprawl and brawl here. Jean-Luc, that's clearly the game plan here, and if he can hold on here, referee will stand him back up. Demarte is relentless with his takedown. And again he completes it, again he gets it.
Very happy. Take it to the ground, work it out from there.
Yeah, this is not pretty, but it's definitely effective.
Jostling for that superior advantage, if you like. Can hear the Portuguese being spoken for Pena.
They want him to pass the guard, improve his position. Looks like he's really looks like he's got full mount there. Can't really see from this angle.
Has he done enough here?
He's got full mount. Demarte Pena.
These guys on their last legs now.
Sorry, Jean-Luc has actually got the full mount. If he can pop his head out, one's got to think that he has to unload and try and finish it in this round. Demarte is definitely tired, but he's doing exceptionally well to hold on to Jean-Luc and not giving him the space to move.
That's where that conditioning comes in. We keep talking about it, but it's becoming more and more vital in the sport of MMA.
Yeah, you have to, you know, that's one thing that a lot of coaches sometimes don't pay that much attention to. But a guy that's fit and well conditioned, if it gets into the later parts, he will beat a guy that's technical and not quite as good in terms of his conditioning.
Kazadi trying to make his move here.
Jean-Luc wants to pop off, but you know, the referee has also should have stood this up by now. I think even though Jean-Luc's in full mount, he hasn't been able to land a single punch.
Yeah, something's got to happen here.
And Demarte sort of, he gets his half guard back.
Quite happy to wait it out is Demarte Pena. Nice.
He's trying to set it.
Yeah,
Oh,
looks like he
looks like he's got it, the guillotine choke in.
Has he got it in? Has he got it in?
It all depends how much gas he's got in his tank and how strong his arms are. It looked close there for a second when you saw Diamarte's face.
He's escaped. The energy levels dwindling.
Yeah, a minute 50 seconds to go in the final round. Again, talking to his corner.
Stands him up. Kazadi looks the pressure.
Nathan is screaming at Jean-Luc to go in and finish it. Again, that's a big sprawl that time, and Demarte drives, and he gets it yet again. But now he's got the guillotine choke working. This is the arm in.
Has he got him in?
This is the arm in, but trading with Mark Herbert, he should know how to finish this. That looks to be deep, CS. It looks like his head is slightly getting out there. There's a bit of space, and Jean-Luc readjusts.
We've seen Demarte Pena is not going down easy. He's just not going to submit or tap out.
Jean-Luc trying to set up for just one more crank of the head. But he must be tired himself now as well.
He's got to hang on for a minute.
See Jean-Luc's face, he's really pulling. Demarte Pena is just too tired to even lift up his arm to punch.
It's a great
Now
shot.
he's got the body triangle on. Oh, and he gets out.
Super camera work there.
Now we've got Demarte on top again.
It has been a tactical scrap.
Very, very, very technical in terms of the kind of matchup we've seen between these two.
Not necessarily a crowd pleaser, but
No, not everyone enjoys these types of fights. But you know, both these guys have been in a war. You know, they're going to be exceptionally tired after this fight. You know, not much has happened offensively, as we've said, but good control and good positioning and all the rest.
well done and dusted. It's in the judge's hands now. Demarte Pena looks absolutely knackered. The action replay brought to you by Jacko Clothing. Some wild ball has been thrown by both fighters, exhausted at this point. Yet another takedown. Kazadi holds on. Dear life. It will be very interesting to see what the judges have to say about this highly technical bout. Jacko Clothing brings you the action replay.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Presenting your winner by way of majority decision, Demarte the One!